What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for a post day live show where we're gonna go over. I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about. If it's just about the game yesterday, probably not a lot. But with me today are Norbert and Malik. How are you guys doing?
Hey, personally, I'm doing okay, and then we will see when we talk about football how am I gonna be?
Exactly the same here.
Exactly.
Exactly the same.
Um, yeah, just let's get into it straight away. I will not speak first because I spoke and I actually struggled to 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 put a video together about that game. Um, so you guys go first, Norbert.
Yeah. So
I'll ask a big question
yeah,
because Danilo said let's take the positives away from the game. What is the positive from the game? You tell.
Chechny's tax a huge save. Yeah, it's uh, it's been talked about, but after the Sassuolo game, it was over. The season was over. We we regressed where we were last year and the first year. So now we are going to play a flat football, as we could see Lecce and Atalanta game, and it's really sad. And we have good enough players to play better. Like I can't believe this. And I don't know. It's really hard to speak. Locatelli is amazing in defense. That's maybe a positive. He's really good at the blocks and the tackles, and in the back he's really good. Forward, as we all know, sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. Bad thing is that McKinney's performance, or like more like form, was really good, and against Atalanta not so much. So that's awesome. Cambiasso defending or actually playing with the ball was really bad, but his movement I really liked again. That he was moving towards the middle of the field and the half spaces. I really like that. But overall, uh, it was hard to watch. Like against Lecce, it was we were nothing. We went there to not to lose, and Tech said as well that that was the goal, not to lose, and it's really sad, and I'm angry. Like, we are Juventus, we should not go to whoever just not to lose. But this is Allegri football. This is what we can expect, and I'm sad and tired as well.
That for sure. Uh, Malik, you give me the positives
Oh,
besides the
it's
fact
so
that you.
the only positive is that we didn't lose 3-0 or get battered because we should have lost that game with the chances Atalanta had really Zappacosta and Cup minus. But yeah, but it's sad how low the bar is, isn't it? Like you see Danilo, you see Chesney coming out saying, "Oh, this is progress from Sassuolo like, versus Sassuolo. We did know better and we tried going for the win, but ended up losing." And you could just see the mentality of the players, and it's so sad because it almost feels like a club like Juve are being treated like Chievo Verona by the players. And the way everyone speaks about this team, it's like everyone says, "Oh, this team doesn't have enough quality." Pjanic came out and said, "Oh, you were lucky to have Allegri," and it just doesn't make sense to me. Is the bar really that low?
I will,
Is it a coaching problem? Is it the players? In my opinion, it's a coaching problem because I saw some numbers earlier through the week where we have the 10th highest line in the league. It's, you know, so that means we don't really press that well. And I saw a few other numbers which indicate the same thing, where we lack control on the wings. And if you look at a team like Inter, all their control is through the wings. And the issue is playing a 3-5-2. You expect that to happen, but that's not the case for us. So is are the players not adapting? Is Allegri just, you know, being a coward? I don't know.
the, I will go back. No, no. Let's just bring it up. You said Pjanic because uh, I love Pjanic, but he's a hypocrite because a month ago he said we are competing for a title. He said that, and now we flip flop. You cannot do that. in 1 month time, because that's making excuses for obvious reasons here. So I like Pjanic, but that was straight bullshit. Like, we need to keep it real, because a month ago, and you can just look it up, the quotes are there. He said we're in a title race. You know, Allegri will put it in a title race, and now he's saying, oh, the quality's not in the squad. You know, pick and choose. Like, you cannot say that a month ago you're like, oh wait, there's no quality in that squad. You knew what the squad was when you made that comment. So the Pjanic thing, whatever. But the mentality thing, yesterday, I couldn't believe what I was listening to when Chesney spoke, when Gatti spoke. I was like, we're lost, because I was not expecting that from Chesney. That's the last person I was expecting these things to come, to come from, because they went to that game with the idea of not winning is okay. That's the idea. And he can, like, he made the entire interview, and at the end he said, but, we always want to win. I'm like, nah. No, you didn't show that on the pitch, and you didn't show that in the first 5 minutes you were speaking to that reporter. Because what he said, like, the quotes that are on the wall at the Continassa and at the stadium, those quotes, Allegri said and what Gatti said, I couldn't believe it. And even today, I was looking up, I was, you know, uh, reading the quotes again. I was like, this really happened. This really happened, because I'm okay with saying, like, I'm okay if the club, if the team is mid game away to Napoli and you're like, this is not our day. Let's get away with a point here, and whatever. He's speaking about these things after Sassuolo and Atalanta. When Chiesa scored that 2-2 at Sassuolo, my idea was, let's go for it. We were terrible that game, but the momentum is for us now. Let's go for it. They were thinking, or they're thinking now, point away to Sassuolo? That's nice. Same to Atalanta. With all due respect, it's still Atalanta. It's not Inter away. It's Sassuolo and Atalanta. And he's saying, live, live to fight another day, basically. And I'm like, this is sad. Quality or no quality, the mindset in that squad is terrible. It's terrible, and it has been improved by the club, by what Giuntoli has said. Even if you don't mean that, you put those statement out for the entire world to see, and the fans, whilst you're putting those performances on the pitch. The fans are not going to be like, oh, they're just words. They're going to do that if you're winning stuff. They're not going to do that now when you've been terrible for 4 years, basically. They're not going to do that. So they put out those statements, and actually the performances back up what they're saying. Because remember that Milan game last season where I came on, I was like, that's the worst game of the season. And we lost to Benfica and Maccabi, Haifa, and name it. I said that Milan game is the worst, and I'll stand by that, was the worst game of the season, because we went into that game with the idea of, let's not lose. And they did that yesterday again. Again. Are you, like, nobody's going to tell me that the quality in that squad is that poor that you're going to put in that performance. Not even trying to win. Nobody's going to convince me that. You can be the greatest Allegri, supporter, excuse maker. You're not you're lying. If you think that squad is not good enough to put a better performance out there attacking wise, then you're absolutely lying.
Yeah, if he's trying to win, he brings in Ealing Junior, for example.
That's one of that's another point. Like even the subs, I'm like, no, no, you're not trying to win here. And I thought, like, let's be honest, that was clear from halftime. We're not here to win that game. We're not here to win that game, because they went into the game thinking, we take a point of a top four place rival. We just need to make sure we make up for it at home when we face them again. That's the idea, basically. And it's just shocking, because they talk about, we need to create a winning mentality. A lot of these players are young, they need to learn how to win. Is this the way? Is this the way? Like, anyone tell me, is this the way to teach these guys a winning mentality, by allowing them to believe that, a point away to Sassuolo and a point away to Atalanta is a win? I've never heard anything like that before at a top club. This is new for me. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe other people can tell me where this is also okay. But I'm actually shocked. because it came out of the mouth of players this time, and not just the coach and not the management. It's actually the players. They're believing in it, believing this now, and like I don't think the season is lost in terms of how do you want to say that? Like in terms of it's gonna go spiraling down completely, but with that mindset,
We will scrape top 4 and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Because with that mindset, your capabilities are capped.
And
Not
the
gonna
league is
compete
bad.
for the title like that.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
league is bad
exactly.
as
Like
well. So top 4 and that's it.
we're lucky Roma and Lazio are stinking up the place.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree also with that. That's why I'm like, when he talks about Milan and Inter, do I think they have a better squad? Yes. Are they proving they have a squad that's miles better? No, they're not. I'm realistic to the point that I didn't say we're gonna win the title. Like I'm not an idiot, but you cannot be at the end of the season 12 points away again. You just can't, because that squad is not that poor. It's not that poor to have, I'm gonna say, 0 shots on target against Atalanta, because the shots on target were from outside of the box. Like, they were not shots on target. Like, let's not do this. I would have saved those shots. There was just nothing. Like, there was nothing about it. The
No real
entire game.
chances at all.
No
Yeah.
real chance. And people were telling me at minute 60, oh, we kept him to 0 shots. How did that work
Yeah.
out towards the end?
Seen it.
How did that work out? Also,
We are
I don't
so
care
lucky
they
we
kept.
didn't lose.
I don't care they had 0 shots on target. What about us? What did we did? Like, what did we do? Just look at us first, then look at Atalanta. We did absolutely nothing. And to be honest, at home against Lecce, same thing. We didn't do anything. We got the win, but like, let's be honest. If that game ended 0-0, would anyone be outraged? I wouldn't be outraged. I would be like, yeah, Lecce were poor. We as well. We just got that one goal in that one moment, and we got the win against Lecce at home. And yet people saying, oh, but they were unbeaten. They got smoked by Napoli. They're not a good side. I gave them credit for being fourth. That team is a relegation side they have. Let's be completely honest. If you look at that
Yeah,
lineup,
it's a purple patch, man. They
If-
lost 2 of their best players anyway.
yeah, if you look at their team, you're like, then they are gonna fight relegation. Maybe not now because of the start, or they just need to mess up big time. But it's unacceptable. I cannot believe people are still accepting this. Quality or no quality, the way they speak and what's out there is sad. Does Bologna have a better squad than us? Anyone, tell me.
No.
I prefer to
No
watch
chance.
Bologna play football.
They have better coach.
Maybe, but like squad wise.
Yeah.
Okay, you made my point. So it's coaching. Do I think another coach comes in and this team will win the title? No. No, it needs work. But I do expect a coach to come in and like improve players. I'm fearing for players like Miretti, even for Jolie Junior. I'm actually fearful at this point. I am. I'm actually fearful. Because like Locatelli, Fagioli, injuries or not, this season I don't think he has been great. If we're being honest, he hasn't been great. So I'm a bit worried about that as well. Miretti isn't taking the steps as of now that he should be taking. Like, it should be more exponentially, in my opinion. Junior is sitting on the bench. Cambiasso has put in back-to-back bad performances, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, I don't know at this moment in time. Like, I'm really struggling to see what direction we're going in. Before we move on, Jesus Christ. I'll try to read out a few comments. It's tough because I skipped a lot of them. Allegri's football was never pretty on the eye, but it was successful in the past. But the football landscape has changed. His tactics, are out of date, ugly to watch, and he don't get results anymore. Fair. I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's also because the quality of the league improved as well. Like, you look at the teams around compared to
I agree with that.
6 years ago, it's much more competitive.
I agree with
But
that.
still, I feel like I always felt Allegri is a coach that relies on individual quality very heavily. So I think that's showing now.
And that he took that holiday and didn't do anything. He
Yeah, I thought
didn't.
he'd
He
come back
didn't do
more knowledgeable
anything.
and stuff.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He was what, Dancing with the Stars, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
good meme
So
content. That's all.
He was on Sky saying he found the new idea. Well, yeah,
Oh yeah,
when?
never forgetting that when he scolded Pirlo.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
The frustrating part is that the fact that we have no idea or a way of playing. So many fans want to see 4-3-3, but for three reasons, all we have done is buy surplus of players that play the same role. I agree with that as well. That's why I'm not like I want to see 4-3-3, but I don't think it's a good idea to do that now mid-season because the team is
No,
very
and
sound.
also, yeah, we got players for what he wanted for his 3-5-2, and look
I agree.
how the squad looks now. It's a mess.
Ali, you say
Squad
play.
planning.
Yeah,
Ali, you
no
say
planning.
play players based on merit. Isn't it time to give Rugani some minutes? Every time Rugani plays, he plays well. Um, sure, bench Danilo then. I don't know. Like, fine. Yeah, I
Well,
mean
that's
he played
coming.
well. Like, but he played well last season up to a point where it was a pressure cooker and he does Rugani stuff. But him playing or not playing is not going to be the difference, if you know what I mean. So if you want to play Rugani, like I'm not gonna be outraged. I'm not. I'm at a point
Yeah,
where I'm like, yeah,
it's quite solid,
but
surprisingly.
it's not gonna make a difference. Like it's
It's,
just
he's
because
all right. Yeah,
it's
I don't
just
think it's about players. I don't think it's about 4-3-3 or 3-5-2. It's about the mentality. It doesn't
yeah,
matter
it's
with
the
this
approach.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ale, what do you Italian fans think? I don't understand Italian, so I can't watch Juventus. Are they also brainwashed? I haven't watched Juventus for a while. I'm gonna be honest, but Italian fans are fed up. Like they're done. Like most of the like actually the most Allegri supporters are, in my opinion, non-Italian at this point. They are. But let's see. Um, DRA, thanks for the super chat. Realistically speaking, top four impossible. Realistically speaking, in my opinion, it should be a done deal with the squad Allegri has.
Definitely.
But I
yeah.
agree.
Last year we finished third as well. So
Technically, yeah, third.
yeah,
Like comfortably, I think as well.
yeah. I think I don't even know. Top three. I want to be second, but with this how we play, we're not going to be second.
I agree.
Just get into the Champions League for this season. That's all we
And
can
then
hope
let
for. But
Allegri
since the
go.
bar's on the floor,
Yeah, let Allegri go, let Rabiot go, let Kostic, whatever the flat players go, and then let's spend some money.
Um, Dr. A, with another super chat, thanks. We do appreciate the support on the channel, as these two guys are supporting the channel for over 2 years now, I think. So thanks for that as well. He said if Chiesa gets injured, it's done for Juve. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Because in the last two games, I don't want to say like did he shrug like it didn't came off in the last two games, and you can see what that does for us personally, because we are so depending on him. And against Lecce, it didn't come off yesterday. He was all on his own. I tweeted it out. He had his fewest touches in the final third this season. I think that was obvious if you watched the game yesterday. And I think that midfield didn't help. Locatelli was good. It was clean. But Rabiot and Fajoli offered close to nothing in terms of, progressing the ball, whatever. Besides that, Rabiot dribble in the last minute. It was anonymous. And Fajoli kind of the same thing. And it's tough, for a player like Chiesa out there. Keane, yeah, like wasn't a help as well. Like let's be completely honest. That's when last season we're saying, oh, Keane is the answer. He's not. You just saw a few glimpses and you're like, wow, he's not a starting caliber player. That's not
Such
the
a waste
answer.
of money.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
the
Such a
answer.
waste of money.
He's a sub, and he's a sub on the left hand side when he can drift, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He came back from injury, but he just reminded me of the same Keane of last season, to be honest. So let me read a few more, and then we move on. It's a mentality. When your leaders drop standards, the rest follow. This starts above Max, in my opinion. We have soul or soul. This starts with Agnelli. I agree. And when you have your captain approving everything and, putting it out there every single week, we will learn. Let's take the positive. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, it's year 3. If you see positives in these things still, then you're a better person than me. I don't know, because I did not see one positive reaction yesterday on social media. So what are we missing out here? I don't get
And
it.
you you know that now that everyone saw that we changed how we play after Sassuolo game, I'm pretty sure Vlahovic is done as well for this. I mean, you know what I mean. He will not score 20 goals. He will be
Uh,
like last year.
yeah, you know. Oh, now I see this comment. Let's get back to a topic. Um, he's he's flip flopping already with the midweek games and no Europe. It swings both ways. One week it's not gonna help us. The other week is now we can work. The other time it's, you know what,
Oh my
it
God.
doesn't help teams. You know, not playing and actually playing helps. I'm like, what is it now? Like, what is it? Like, is it gonna help us? Is it gonna make other teams struggle? Like, pick and choose, because one week is this, the other week it's that. What do you guys think? In
Yeah, exactly.
general, like, is it Malik? Is it gonna help us not playing compared to the
It's-
others playing?
Well, in terms of injuries, it should help us because you're playing less frequently and exposing yourself to less injuries. But at the same time, if you play twice a week, you're gonna suffer from burnout and get injuries. So I feel like playing once a week is more advantageous to a team than playing twice a week.
100%. Yeah.
Especially, it's like maybe you could say the lack of rhythm is now because it's still the start of the season, but definitely midway through season, around April, the team's gonna be fresher than teams that go deep in the Champions League or Europa League, especially.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big advantage in my eyes. Really big. Inter has a huge squad, so I don't know how much of a disadvantage for them, as we could see they didn't play the starters this weekend, and then Lautaro came in and he scored 4. I feel good about my prediction, by the way, that I put him as a top goal scorer. But I think, yeah, we should really collect the points, as many as we can, until these teams are out of the Champions League.
But we're not doing that, are we?
Yeah, we are not. We are not.
Um, and looking at yesterday's game, we have Torino now, I think, right? And then we have the international break. And we have Milan after the break, I think, or something
Yeah,
like that. First, I'm not sure. Is it
Yeah,
Milan?
Torino, then Milan.
It's
yeah,
Torino, and then it's the international break, right? After this one,
yeah,
Yeah, and then Milan. Yeah.
and then
yeah.
it's Milan away. Like, we need to pick up those points, but like, if you the way you drop points against Sassuolo, and you don't beat Bologna, and you just beat Lecce, and the way you put that performance against Atalanta, you're not getting the feeling or the vibe yet. We're gonna pick up those points, consistently, and that's why. Even when we won the season, I was like, oh, hold on, I give them the credit, but like, do it again. Post Lazio, we didn't do it again. Sassuolo,
Yeah.
okay. Reaction, didn't get a reaction. Atalanta, okay, let's just get up for it. Didn't get up for it. I sat back yesterday and I was like, is it an advantage playing once a week? Because what are we doing during the week? Like, what are we actually doing? Because there are absolutely no improvements. Somebody said, where's the press? There's no press anymore. There's nothing. Like, absolutely nothing anymore. Like, the little things we were kind of, holding on to in preseason, the first game, even those things are gone, like, disappeared. Like, there's no sign of those things, and a lot of these things are because of the way he wants to play and the players he puts in. But that's my point. 1 week to prepare, you put that out on Sassuolo. 1 week to prepare, that's what you put out there as a product against Atalanta. And I'm like Norbert say, it's not a write-off. It's done season, but I know how the season is going. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like last season, basically.
We
We're
will
gonna
go
lose
to
a lot of
Milano not
games.
to lose, same way as
You will
we went.
lose away to
Yeah,
Milan if you go there
Bergamo.
not to lose.
Yeah,
They will win. If you go out there with the same mindset as Atalanta as yesterday at the Atalanta game, you're gonna lose that game to Milan probably in the first half already. You would have been done. So not sure what the idea is, but there's no improvements. I think we can all agree that, right? Or does anyone think there has been improvement since he took over?
I can't say any, honestly.
Nope.
Even defensively, like, no.
No, I agree defensively as well. It's not fantastic. Like
Yeah.
it's absolutely not fantastic.
It just feels like we're so flat and the progression line is just moving like this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But let's go individually as we usually do. Um, the player I want to discuss first, or bring up first, is Cambiaso, because I got steak after the Udinese game, saying like I'm still not sold. It's one half. Let's wait. Against Lecce, I thought he was worst player on the pitch. I said, okay, you didn't play him a couple of games. Let him get into it again. Yesterday he played. I wasn't convinced again. I wasn't convinced while he played at Sassuolo. Like, Bologna, excuse me. I said he was okay at Bologna. People were saying, oh, he was great, fantastic. I didn't see that. Am I missing something? Or do I need to give him much more time? I'm not writing him off, by the way. But am I missing something others are seeing? Because I think on the ball, he's a bit dodgy at times, and reading the game, he needs to improve that, because he gets caught off a little too much, in my opinion. Norbert, what do you think?
So the off the ball movements from him and
That's
how
good.
how he positioning himself, I really like. But I will not defend him. I will tell you how it is. And after the Udinese game, he's just not good. Not good playing forward. Not good in defending. He was cooked against now Atalanta as well. So I don't know if it's the way we play, or Allegri is telling him things, or just he's just not good enough, or eventually he will be good. All I know is that right now he's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, and
What do you?
I don't know, just I think everyone got way too excited about him after one half.
Yeah.
It was a good half, definitely, don't get me wrong. But the drop off is kind of crazy. I do think he offers something completely different to what Kostic offers. But I still don't understand why Illing isn't getting any minutes these days.
I said it yesterday, like at halftime, like how is Junior not getting minutes in a battle with Cambiaso and Kostic? And I wasn't taking shots at both of the players, but like pure quality in possession, he is the best player. Because maybe defensively not, and I'm okay with that. Like I can,
He's a winger.
yeah, that's like
Going
so.
forward has more sound on the ball, Illing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I understand that. I get that. But man, we were struggling to keep hold on the ball, to beat a player, to do anything. I'm like, how is he not getting minutes? Like, how is that even possible? Because he brings something completely different than any of those players, even as a wingback, basically. He will in possession because he's very unpredictable, and somehow, some way, when he comes out, he makes something happen. He has that
And
spark.
also,
He has that
yeah,
passing view, especially when he is around the corner area. Somehow, excuse me, he can pick up a player in and around the box. Like he can do that. And I thought that's what we need because we were struggling to keep hold on the ball, whatever. And I'm like, okay, bring then the guy in who probably doesn't need much of support to get that ball up the field and put it into dangerous areas. But no, he brings in Kostic, which was pointless because we had nobody up top. Like we were playing with no striker. So I was like, what's the point here? Like like how is he not getting minutes?
Yeah, and tactically it would be so easy to cover his space because we're playing with three midfielders and three center backs, and either one center back or one midfielder can cover him while he is going on an adventure. So it's Kostic is so flat. I really don't understand.
I can like we play Torino. It's not gonna happen, by the way. But like you need to quote unquote steamroll Torino at home. You know, before the international break, you need that type of performance now. Like you need to. Like you cannot scrape a 1-0 win and then tell the boys, see you in about 2 weeks to prep for Milan with 3 days to go. Like that's not a good vibe. Like that's just not a good vibe. So somehow you need to find a way to actually steamroll Torino, and you're not going to steamroll them with by playing this version of Cambiaso or Kostic or even McKennie, you know, on the wing, who like he's doing what he's doing, but like technically he's extremely limited, you know, so that doesn't allow you to do certain things on that wing. Like we need to be honest with that as well. I'm like against Torino, I'm expecting something completely different because the players you're playing are not doing it, you know, your instructions, whatever. But I think Junior deserves a shot now. Cambiaso got 2 games. It wasn't good. Kostic, when he played, wasn't good. Now it's up to him again. I guess, no? Or doesn't it, should it not work like that?
Logically, it should, yeah.
We were trying
Kostic
to
will
sell
start.
Kostic.
Kostic will start.
Yeah, he
You just
probably.
cannot do that. You cannot do that. Um, you just can. Because it's not just us, even the media. Like if you saw the newspapers today, they were like, "What's happening with Junior? Like, how is he not getting into this team that's lacking anything? Like that's spark, creativity, just name it. How is he not getting into that team?" And nobody knows. Like nobody knows, and nobody knows because, like I said so many times, I watch the presser, and after the press, I'm like, what have I watched? Like nobody asked. It's the same question. Why do you think Inter and Milan are better than you? You know,
You
what
know
is the
when he will
goal?
play? I tell you when he will play. Rabiot will get a yellow card against Torino, and then against Milan, Iling will start as a midfielder. That's when he's going to
I
start.
actually hope Rabiot gets a yellow card.
Me too. I want to see what Allegri does.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my point. You know, I want to
Yeah,
see what is your solution now, and how is it
yeah.
gonna look without Rabiot on the team? Because people can talk about numbers and NGA like in possession, he offers nothing. You know, it's very slow, it's very boring, and you add that with Locatelli and the way Fajoli is playing, and you have nothing. Like you just have nothing. Like, come on, I want to see what are you gonna do if Rabiot gets
Yield,
suspended. What is your are you gonna play Miretti and Fajoli? Are you gonna do that, or are you gonna do some random stuff like play Junior?
yield is yield is would be
Or
interesting.
it's just
So
that.
many hypotheticals. Yeah.
That's that.
It's sad.
It's yeah. It's not a good it's not a good prospect for the month of October, actually for just the remainder of the season, like because I think the writing is on the wall. Like, let's be completely honest. This is the type of season we're gonna have, performance wise, result wise. Like it's gonna be up and down, and you just need to hope the other teams are as bad as us, like it was the case last season. That's
Yeah.
just what you need to hope at this point, because with what you put out there, you're gonna lose a lot of games this season. You are. You're just gonna like the Atalanta game. You got away with it once. The second time, you're done. You're gonna lose. You know.
Especially against the top teams.
Yeah, but even against crappy teams,
Inter will
Genoa
beat us
away.
so bad.
Like
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
If
actually
we play like
fearful.
this against Inter, they're gonna cook us.
I'm
4
fearful
5
to play
nothing.
Milan.
Easy.
By the way, like I'm actually fearful at
Yeah.
this moment in time.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could
Yeah.
be a really bad look. Where in years looking back at it, you're like, oh boy, like I really watched that.
Banter era stuff.
I
Yeah.
really watched that stuff. That's the
And it's
feeling
not
I'm like.
that our standards are low. I think our standards are normal, but some people think we are rivals with Atalanta or Roma or Lazio or
That's just
whatever.
sad. That's just
It is
sad.
super sad.
That's not our level as a club.
Yeah, we are Juventus. We have the double of the amount of champions as Inter and Milan. And come on, and this is what we get.
Yeah,
I'll keep saying it.
enjoying the draw to Atalanta.
I think it's Allegri's last season. No matter what happens, like
I really hope so.
there's
It's better
We're
be.
absolutely
good enough.
no like if we finish top four, but we have a season like this, like last season, where you just end the season and lose. I don't know. Again, like let's be nice, and it's gonna be 7 games this season or 8. You know, and not 11 or 12, whatever. Like you cannot being Juntili, you know, being Juntili, or just being the board. You cannot sit there and be like, we got the Champions League, we got the money. You know what? We go again, and let them develop. Like let's let him try to develop these players one more time, because the way things are going, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of development. You're just like, I don't know what project you're trying to do. What is a project? Oh, youngsters, they need time, but are they gonna like they're not gonna develop just with time. Like they're gonna develop because they're being coached right, and things are going on a right trajectory. They're not.
So Sule will have an awesome season. So far, he's amazing, and I think if Allegri stays, we will lose him.
Hmm.
I think if Allegri stays, we will lose Junior as well, because he was promised some playtime, I believe, or more than this for sure. And I don't think he's happy with this.
Well, he
And
was linked to a move away.
yeah, loan hopefully, only no buy option, but still, like because of Allegri, we will lose some players.
That's I like that's just my opinion. Dr. A is saying thanks again. I wouldn't be surprised if some of our players end up leaving next season or mid-season. 3 years of mediocre football is obvious. It's obvious Allegri is to blame. Yeah, that's what Norbert just say.
Yeah.
It's a big fear, and that's also one of my points where I'm like, I don't think, um, like if the season goes the way I believe it's gonna go, a bit like last year, I don't think the club can be there. Like they just need to be fine. You got us in the Champions League, but now it's done. You know this cannot continue. You know this is,
Thanks for everything. Bye.
and they cannot say, oh, but then we need to restart the project again. There's no project at this moment in time. Like you made it very clear, the project is just scrape your asses into top four somehow, some way. That's not a project. That's just hoping we need the money, make it happen. That's not a project. That's that's hope. That's hoping basically.
Yeah.
So that being said, I believe it's done after this season, because I envision how this season is going, and you just can't, like, you cannot have 4 seasons like this, and for what, for absolutely nothing. Even like when you see Chiesa, hear Chiesa saying, oh, he wants to play press football and whatever, and then you have good sources saying we want Højbjerg or even Turam to that extent. I'm like, that's not the type of players you need to play the football Chiesa is telling us we want to play. I like Turam. I don't like Højbjerg, but it's very it's like they're contradicting themselves. They are.
Yeah.
They really, really are. And I don't feel like whatever Juntili says, and I do believe he believes certain things. I still don't think they're on the same page. They're not. They're not.
Do you think? I mean, I don't know. Giuntoli has the power to fire Allegri, no?
Yes, yeah, yes.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
a
director
sporting
of
director.
football.
So,
If we
yeah.
need to believe the rumors, Alcan just handed him the keys.
So I believe and I hope that he will just get rid of him. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to hope for. It's usually you can't change the whole team, and I think we have some quality. You need to change the coach.
Hmm.
Obviously, we need to add some pieces because I can see 4-3-3 with Vlahovic, Chiesa, and Sule one day.
Oh, that sounds beautiful, honestly.
That would be imagine with good fullbacks and
Hmm.
maybe a good central defender, maybe a better midfield. Yo, one
I
day.
can last one before we wrap it up, and this is a question, but I will put it in a way that I already answered the question. I can accept a project and time if I can see an idea, like a clear
Yeah,
cut idea.
definitely.
I can see every single week, and I can see you make mistakes, but learn from them. Excuse me. What I cannot back is see you play like you did against Udinese, then disappear. Play against Lazio, disappear. Like that's not a project. That's fluking. Like that's absolutely fluking. So I cannot back that. But I can go. I can stand behind a situation where I have youngsters playing or youngsters, a couple of younger players play, make mistakes, learn, whatever. I can back that fully. But this, I cannot back.
Listen, if there would be a project, we would have seen Huijsen play. We would have seen play Ealing Junior more. So yeah, it's 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 everything, just not a project.
Yeah,
Yeah, just vibes, straight
Yeah,
vibes.
I
and
agree.
Instagram Capitano, and
Yeah, just you,
next
Unity
time we
and
will be
stuff. Yeah.
better. We will fight, hugs and kisses, and
How many times have we seen that in the last 3 seasons?
you
Oh,
should
together
count.
stronger. Oh, yeah, yeah. At this point, like at the end of this season, I'm gonna look back to how many times that was said. Genuinely, not
You
joking.
know what it
Or like
is?
the official account with a group hug picture and stuff.
Oh
They
yeah,
tweet Danilo pick midweek every time. Like you can look it
Yes.
up. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the good news is, and not that he's getting hate, but a lot of people, like more and more people are now like, just stop it. Just
yeah.
absolutely
Fed
stop
up.
it.
Yeah,
Like nobody, like, and nothing against Danilo personally. In
Yeah.
terms of, how do we need to put it? Like, oh, I hate the person, I hate the player. Nothing like
no,
that.
obviously.
But what he represents by the club, what the club is making him, making him out, like they're portraying him as someone like he's just not.
Which
And
symbolizes the misery that's
that's
going
it.
on, basically.
And more people are not like, just stop it. You know, we get it. He's the captain of the team. Like you posting and reminding us every single week, it's not gonna cut it. If we were coming off winning cycles and you can do that, I will be backing it. I will be like, yeah, fine. Let's go again. I will be a sim for that. BS, but not now. Like I just can't. Like I absolutely cannot, and I'm done with it. I've been down for it for a good year now, but now it's Dr. A again. Thank you, saying would cost 20 million to sack Allegri, but based on the current financial condition, it's a huge loss for the club um, that they can't take. Yeah, but next season
Cost is gonna be less.
cost is gonna be less. If you make Champions League, you need to make a tough decision. Like tough decision in terms of financially speaking, because going into another season and be like, hopefully we get in top four, and if you don't make it, then what have you? Because if we don't make top four, I will be extremely pissed because I'm like, that's unacceptable. But on a different level, I wouldn't be shocked, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, oh my god, what just happened out of the blue.
Yeah.
So
I think we should make money, plus money, extra money, because the composition of the squad is really bad, and especially for 4-3-3, which we are all hoping for. I assume that's what we are going to play without Allegri. Um, I'm sorry. At this point, we need to sell like a Bremer or something and bring in a more like a ball secure defender.
no, then you sell Danilo.
No, those are gone in my head. So
Oh, like
Rugani,
that.
Danilo.
Okay.
No, yeah,
I will keep Bremer.
I
I
see your
like you
point.
just need bring a person, like a player who's better on the ball.
Yeah,
Move
but
Yeah,
Danilo to the
exactly.
left.
Bremer just needs
Bremer to the
someone who
left.
accommodates him,
yeah, but the problem is that we need so many. Like especially we need two fullbacks still.
Yeah, can't play away and
Yeah,
Cambias
midfield.
was
We need
full on
midfielders as
comeback.
well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see.
The thing is, we don't have a real six. I don't care what anyone says. Locatelli isn't a
No,
six.
I thought he was better the last couple of weeks. And
Yeah,
I used my eye test, so I went to look up the stats. First, I need to see it, and he has been improving. It's more clean. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've said it. If people watch my videos, I've said it the last two games. I think this is better. It is better. It's very safe, and at this point, I'm like, okay, keep it safe for now. Like, let's start with that. And he's been doing that because the stats even back that up. So,
Honestly.
um, but I agree. He can say he can play six and he will improve. I think we're just kind of wasting it, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And I think you can get a better six.
Oh,
If you know what I mean.
definitely.
Um, but like Norbert said, we have so many things to do. Bissouma, yeah, he's balling out this season. Um, what a good coach can do, because he was he was poor ever since he made that Brighton move. Uh, Tottenham. Before we wrap it up,
Oh yeah, I saw you tweeting with like fans about Tottenham preseason and stuff.
preseason, and people were like, "Oh my God, it's preseason." What about now? What
Yeah,
about now?
yeah, they're cooking, aren't
Is
they?
it gonna last? I don't know, but you can see
It does.
clearly. You can clearly see what the coach was trying to do, and it's working. Is it gonna last? I don't know. Maybe not, because the quality of that squad is still not great. You know, but he saw that team, and he thought, I can do this, this, and this, and it's working. It's clear. It's not preseason. It's the real thing. It's the real deal now. And is it perfect? No, because again, like, that squad isn't great at all. But if that's not a difference a coach can make, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Spurs still have quite a few deficiencies. They don't have a real number nine.
They don't. They're playing Son
Center
out there.
backs could
Yeah.
improve, you know?
The center backs, yeah, they brought in Van der Ven, who's doing well. Even Porto is
Yeah.
playing out of his skin somehow.
Romero's a hothead, though.
Yeah, he will never be like that. But like,
Yeah,
come on, like, coaches do make a difference. They do, and I believe
definitely.
another coach will get better things out of these players. And the new coach or another coach will still be like, I still need this, this, and this. This is not good enough, which we all acknowledge, by the way. But
Yeah.
it's not this poor. That's just my
And it
opinion.
has to be a new coach. I don't want to see Conte. I don't care who says what. I
I
don't want to
will.
see Conte.
If we sign Conte, I will quit with the channel. I will. Like, I
I'm
think I'm
I'm
done.
tired of this recycling that Juve always does with coaches, with players. It just, what's the point?
I will
What's
quit.
this honeymoon
I don't.
honeymoon mentality?
I can't watch another season of 352. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't.
For real, yeah.
If we sign Conte, I will quit, or the first video I'll put out, YouTube will just take us down. I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I don't have the patience to do that again. I'm done. If I wanted
Or
to watch that type of
yeah,
football, I will put in video cassettes from the years, not even 2000, because it wasn't like that. Like, I will put all video cassettes in. Like, I'm done. Stop it. I don't believe those
problem is
rumors
that
right away.
I hope they are not true. I hope.
I can't see it, honestly. But at the same time, I wouldn't rule it out.
No,
I
like,
wouldn't be surprised.
you,
Yeah.
you just can't. Like, you absolutely cannot
Yeah.
do. But let's wrap it up, because it's 15 minutes, so it was a good one. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody in the chat, because it was popping. I promise more lives. I'm gonna do them. The last month was tough. I was extremely busy, but I'm trying to do one every single day. So tomorrow it's the same time, 10, like today, because after that I'm recording podcast with Julian. So tune in for that time. Wednesday it's gonna be the usual hour. Thursday I'm out, no live. Um, Friday preview. Saturday, hopefully Julian with the reaction, because I'm at a party, so I'm out. Post game live will be lit.
Nice.
I cannot do post game. I want to do post game lives, but I'm extremely busy with the account. I'm watching pressers. I can. I'm trying to figure out a way to do them. But solo, like, I'm on my own post game, I cannot do them unless I do them like 2 hours after the game. But then it's like 2 a.m. over here, and I need to wake up at 7. So as of now, it's impossible unless we have an early kickoff. I will try to do that. If we play at 6 p.m. my time, I will try to squeeze in post game lives if it's not on a Saturday. Uh, but yeah, thanks Dr. A for the super chats. By the way, I do appreciate them. because it helps the channel, improve the channel. Like these guys, because they're members. If you want to become a member, link for that in the description. Same for the Discord. You can join the prediction league. You can join the live streams as well. If you want to come on, have your say. Thanks both of you for joining and
Pleasure.
sharing the pain. I think.
Of course,
I think it's a
anytime.
pain. We will be back. I don't know who was going to join, but the post game live will be on Sunday this week. So stay tuned for that. Thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't liked, and I will see you guys